right, let's talk about how to baby step your way into opening and how to start getting into more interactions. Okay, so I made this chart behind me, and this is essentially going to be showing you a bunch of different levels to opening. Okay, so wherever you're at in your own journey, you have a certain level right now that you're comfortable with. For some of you, you have no problem talking to strangers and starting conversations, but when it comes to approaching a girl and displaying intent, that's where you draw the line. Other guys, you maybe can't even say hi to anybody at all. So I've made this conclusive chart behind me that's gonna show you all of the different levels, and no matter where you're at on this, you're gonna have a clear understanding of what is the next little baby step you need to be doing right now just to start taking that next step. Okay, so let's go through this. I'm gonna kind of break this down so that way you guys can evaluate where you're at and what you need to be doing right now to start making progress. And the main thing I want you guys to understand is that you don't need to be a master right now. You just need to be moving the needle a tiny bit and focusing on what is that next little thing I should be doing right now to get a little bit of improvement. Okay, so let's go through this chart right here. Okay, so as you guys can see on here, we have level 1, which is eye contact, head nod, smile, or wave. Okay, for some of you, this may be a big deal, and that's totally okay, man. That's totally okay. I've been that guy where I wasn't even thinking about opening. For me, it was making eye contact. I could not even make eye contact or smile with people. That was like beyond my comfort zone. So if that's where you're at, the first thing you need to realize is that it's totally okay to do that. It's okay to make eye contact with people. It's okay to smile. It's totally okay. It's good actually to be putting out good energy and vibes into the environment. No one's gonna like get pissed off and try to fight you, or some girl's gonna smack you. It's totally okay. All right, so you need to start getting comfortable with doing these things wherever you're at. So an easy drill for these is like, what I like to do is if I'm in a mall or if I'm in a downtown area and I'm walking, whenever somebody would be walking towards me, I would make it a goal to start holding eye contact with that person and give them a little bit of a smile or a head nod if they're still looking at me long enough, right? So an easy drill in passing for anybody that wants to improve their eye contact is you want to be holding eye contact with people that are walking towards you if you're walking through a mall, and try to be the one that makes the other person break eye contact first. And some of you guys might hear that and be like, well, I don't want anybody to fight me and get into a stare down. I'm not telling you to do that. You start holding eye contact with a person. If they keep holding eye contact, you just smile. And if they don't smile, I'll just smile and either give a head nod and wave. And at some point you can break eye contact, but most likely what's gonna happen is they'll smile and give you a head nod back. All right, and if I'm getting close to the person, at that point it makes sense for me to be like, hey, what's up? And I'll keep walking by. If you ever come out with me and you're out with me in day to day, almost every person that walks past me, I say, hey, what's up? At the very least, I'm like, hey, what's going on, brother? If nothing else, why is that? Because I make eye contact with everybody. I have very good eye contact. I have a nice smile. I'm comfortable with that, okay? So that's something to be thinking about, but that's very level 1, okay? So some of you may be at this level, and if you're there, cool, practice that, but I also want you to start working your way up this thing. So the next little bit would be, in passing, just saying, hey, what's up? Or, hey, how's it going? Or, good morning, okay? There's zero expectation to have a conversation here. Remember, we're just trying to start opening with no expectation. The moment you've opened, it's a win. Okay, so for some of you, you need to do it in passing. All right, like you don't need to stop. You don't need to go up to the girl. You don't need to be like, hey, excuse me, I thought you looked really cute. We're not there yet, dude. Some of you may be, but some of you may be at this lower level, and that's totally okay. So don't even commit to stopping the girl. Literally in passing, I don't even care what the person responds with. I just want to say good morning, or hey, good afternoon, or hey, how's it going? And you keep walking away. If they respond, cool, you can acknowledge them. If they don't respond, cool, it's still a fucking win. All right, still a win. So that's level 2. Okay, let's keep it moving. In passing still, the next level would be a compliment or an observation about that person, still not even stopping or expecting a response from this person. So we're walking by, okay? I could say something like, oh, awesome jacket, dude. I like your jacket. Really like your jacket. Oh, that's such a cute dog. Or wow, I really like your style, okay? Or you could even stack it like, hey, what's up? Good morning. Person responds, you could be like, oh, awesome jacket, dude. Looks sick. Okay, so you could kind of play off of these different techniques So that's kind of level 3 in a sense. And then moving on from there, now we're getting to a point where we're actually stopping the person. Okay, and for some of you, that's where you draw the line where it's like, oh, well, I wanted to keep walking. Okay, cool. I want you to do these a couple times until you get comfortable with it. Because once you've done these steps and you've said a couple things to people multiple times, you're gonna slowly give your brain evidence, hey, it's okay to say something to a stranger. They're not gonna like pull a knife out and attack me. It's totally okay to start making observations and giving compliments and putting out good energy. The next step though is to actually stop the person. So if you're at a level where that's pretty terrifying, what I recommend that you do is actually ask for directions. Okay, so it's very simple. You could stop the person. A very common phrase is, excuse me, do you happen to know where the nearest Starbucks is? Or, hey, excuse me, do you know how I get to the train station? Or do you know where blah, blah, blah is? You just ask them. If you're in the mall, you could ask them for a store. You could ask them where the Starbucks is. You could ask them how the train station, whatever's going on. You just ask them that thing, and then they're literally going to tell you to leave the interaction. So you could see why there's not that much pressure. It's like asking for a favor. Okay, so that's a very easy step too. So again, wherever you're at, you want to start working your way up these steps, getting comfortable with these. So, if you're focusing on opening, it's not about getting the girl's phone number right now, dude. We're just focused on starting interactions and pushing that comfort zone one step. So wherever you're at, you're trying to take that next step. Asking for directions will be one. Let's move it on one step further than that, because there definitely are a lot of you guys where like, that's not too much of a challenge right now. Okay, so the next thing I would say is false time constraint plus either an observation or a compliment. What does that mean? That's crazy lingo. Okay, so essentially, a false time constraint is telling the person, hey, excuse me, I actually have to get going, but I just wanted to say blank. Okay, so again, this is taking the pressure off the interaction. You don't need to stop and stay there, and the girl's like, why are you talking to me? What's going on? You can go up really quick. You say, excuse me, I actually have to get going, but I just want to say I really like your jacket, or I really like your style, or I think that's such a cute dog, or I like blah, blah, blah. Whatever you noticed, you can just throw that in, and then you can walk away, dude. Like literally walk away. Do not stay in the interaction if that's where you're struggling. But at least you won. You took that first step. You showed yourself, I can actually do that. It's not that big of a deal. Okay? And once you get comfortable with doing that, you can actually keep going. Like you can actually add on to that, right? So it's not uncommon where I tell somebody, excuse me, I actually have to get going, but I just want to say like, that is a really nice dog. And they're like, oh my God, that's so sweet. So if you feel uncomfortable, you can be like, anyway, I just wanted to let you know that have a good day, take care. Or what you'll realize is that you could keep talking and you don't actually need to leave, which is why it's called a false time constraint. You can make it a legitimate time constraint and you say, actually, I gotta get going. Or you just use that to give yourself the okay to keep talking or to open, right? That's what it is. So you could do that. You could also, these are pretty similar too, is you ask for directions, and then once they've given you the directions, you could still add in the compliment. You're like, oh, it's right over there? Okay, awesome. By the way, I really like your style. Like, I love how you coordinated, blah, 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 blah. And then for some of you guys that are a little bit more confident, you could even give a compliment or display intent after that. There's been guys that are like, honestly, I didn't even really need directions. I just thought you looked really cute and I wanted to come up and say hi. So that's another thing you could do. All right, and then from there, the next step would be no false time constraint. It's literally just getting the girl's attention and using an observation or a compliment or some kind of personal input. And obviously we're gonna dive deeper into these topics in future videos, but this is the next step that you would want to achieve, which is essentially, if you've ever watched some footage of me interacting or somebody else approaching a stranger on the street, they'll say something like, hey, excuse me, I thought you looked really cute. I just wanted to come over and say hi. I really like how blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's like getting the girl's attention, some kind of personal input, making an observation, or complimenting the girl. And this is the level that we want to ultimately get to. Again, you don't need to be at this level right now, guys. We're just focused on starting an interaction. So look at this chart. Okay, there's 6 steps here. And you know exactly where you're at right now. If you look at this chart, you know, okay, well, I could, some of you are like, well, I could probably just say hi and keep walking. Great, dude. The next thing you want to do is start like throwing out a compliment or trying to have like one sentence back and forth while you're still walking. And like example, like, oh, good morning, right? And you could say something out of it, hey, good morning. Oh, I really like your jacket, by the way. It reminds me of blah, blah, blah. And take care, okay? Or, so that's like observation, compliment, and then like one other sentence. So you could do that. Some of you guys might be down here, and that's totally okay, dude. Your next goal is to start just saying hi while walking. All right, and then some of you guys might be a little bit further on where you can ask for directions. Once you're comfortable with that, I would ask for directions plus make some kind of like an observation. After they tell you, oh, by the way, I just noticed like you have like really good style. Or by the way, I just noticed blah, blah, blah. All right, so this is the process that I wish I knew earlier on. Like legitimately, I didn't think about it like this. I tried to just cram it all into one, and as a result, I panicked and didn't do it a lot, and it really took me a lot longer than if I would have just taken a steady, consistent step up and up and up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to work with me personally, okay, I can work with you. I can assess exactly where you're at, what's going on in your lifestyle, what your vibe, your charisma, your confidence level's at, and based on those, I can give you the game plan, the guidance, step by step that you're gonna need to level all the way up to get that end result. If you're interested in that, click the link below, fill out the application for an opportunity to work with me personally, and we'll be contacting you to discuss further details. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, Coach Kyle signing out. Peace out.